I'm going to take you through all the basics, then just stop me at any time for any questions that you might have. So the first thing, we've got our two posters. We've all got, that's just saying a reminder of them of what they can post on there. So saying, is it their best work, is it quality work, just a prompt sheet for them. And then this is something we sign with all our students in our class, that they pledge to only add items to their journal, and only add items to their, if it's quality work. And again, make sure that they're choosing carefully from the class list, make sure that their work goes on their own journal. So that's just a student-teacher agreement. So then if they don't do that, well, we can stop them from using it.
Okay.
The first thing, so logging into your SeeSaw account. So all you need to go on to is seesaw.com. And if you don't know your username or password, please let me know. So Melissa, you're not going to have an account, so you don't have to worry about this part because you've got various there.
Yeah.
So Kurt, Beck and Kayleen, if you log onto your SeeSaw account now and make sure that it all works, because we're going to add an activity this morning.
James and I will just use my old account from my...
You could, but you're not going to have 20 classes. So the problem with that was
Yeah.
you would get access to I'd have to share 20 classes with you to be able to be a co-teacher in all of them. So I thought that was an easier way of
the
doing
QR
it.
codes.
Yeah, the barcodes.
Yeah.
How do I know that it's the right one I'm on?
Because if you used your at DET, if it's your Kayleen O'Sullivan at DET, you should have 5-6K.
Although I think I remember making my own one time. No,
Is it a different one?
it's the education one.
Do you want me to check which one you're linked with, Kayleen?
I'll just sign in a new one and see what happens.
So try the different one. Once you sign in, it should just look like, so 5-6G, and it should have your students already in there, if it's the correct one that I set up. You're in on yours, Kurt? Yeah. Beck, yours fine. Because if it's not, Kayleen, I can just pull it up and check.
Yeah, no, it's D2 one.
Yep, on it. Alright, perfect. So we're all on, because we're going to add an activity this morning. So we're all logged in, that's the most important thing, we know how to log in. So on your home page, I'm going to go through the students' journals and settings. So on the right hand side, that's all your students in your classroom. If you get any students who join you through the year, or if they're not on that list there, it doesn't automatically add them for you. So you're able to automatically add. And here just tells you the amount of items that's in their journal as well. So if I wanted to see an individual student's journal, I'd click there and it would come up, or if I could scroll down and view all that work in that journal. So how to add a student, you just come to the plus students button if you ever need to add a student, and you'd go to add students, and first it would search for that student ID, so if they're already a member of the school. So say for example John Doe, I can't do it on my iPad, I have to do it through a web browser, so I can't do it on my iPad, but you can do it through the internet. So if you need to add a student, do it via your laptop, and you just search there, add student, then it will say searching for that student, and if they can't find him, you just hit the add button.
So
Same thing with,
does that mean, like, for example, next year, the kids will just roll over to our
I create new classes, so say next year when we get our class list, I do it all for you, and then teachers manage it for the year.
And those students will still have the same samples as last year?
No, their journal will get archived where parents view it. So the account that it's connected with, their parents will be able to view their archive. So when they log onto their account, it would say 5-6K 2018, 5-6G 2019. So the parents can view it, but we archive their class, so we don't view it personally. But we can archive their journals and still have access, but when you log onto your new account, it will start over fresh. But yeah, so like I said, I start the classes over every year, and if you need to add a student, you do it there. If you ever need to print your QR code, same thing from the students button down the bottom, you just hit print to get the QR code for them to sign in. The next part is, up the top here, you've got a view of how you're viewing your newsfeed. So your newsfeed here, when it's got the 3 lines, the hamburger button, that's just showing you from recent. So if I click out of Leonard's one and go up to class journal, this shows you your workflow of what you've done in class. If you click over here on the calendar, that shows you dates. So how many items you would have posted over the dates. So you can see here, I've used it in February there, that's how many items went up. So that can just give you a breakdown as well of when you've been using it within your classroom, just a little simple breakdown. And if I come back over here, settings, the only thing you need to worry about in your settings at the moment, so up in the wrench over here, if I click on the wrench, the only thing you need to change that isn't set up for you, if there's anything though, class name, grade level, if you ever want to change your theme or your icon in regards to customizing it, you can come in there to change it. The only thing you need to come into is students' likes and comments. We're letting students, so say when they sign in on the QR code, they're able to see the news feed and they can like each other's work, but comments are turned off. So make sure that comments are turned off so they can't comment on each other's students' work at the moment. We've just got it so that they can like students' work. And that's the main thing in the settings you need to worry about. When we connect with families, what will happen is we'll hit enable family access, and then just like on the dojo, you print off a whole big PDF where it has 26 pages, like one for each student that you would print off, and that's just an invite for parents going, you have been invited to 56K SeeSaw, please scan this QR code, and it will prompt them to download the app, and then they'll scan the QR code and it will connect them. And if they've got multiple siblings in the school, that's fine, they can have more than, when they log on to the parent account, they just have more than one class there if they've got more than one student at the school. I won't worry about folders today. So the next thing, the big plus thing, so say, I'll show you as a teacher now how you can add activities which you might like to do for literacy, maths, or a range of activities. So if you come up to the plus button over there, we've got four options. We've got browse activity library, create or share activity, post a student journal, or send an announcement. First one is browse activity library. So say, first of all, SeeSaw library is a list of activities that have been created by teachers all over the world which they've shared their activities. So, for example, if I'm doing compound sentences in my class and I want this to be a 5 or 10 minute activity or an early finishes activity or an activity during literacy groups, I could come into my search activity and go compound sentences, return, that means search, and I can see a list of compound sentence activities created. Down the bottom, the love hearts generally tell you if the activities are good or a reliable one used by many teachers. So I can see here, over here, compound word sort, but I want to be using conjunctions in compound sentences. Got 300 likes, I want to click on it and view if this would be relevant for my students. So over here, what we see here in the text section here is what your students would view as well. So it says, add labels to complete the compound sentences for each conjunction. So if I wanted to use this, or if I wanted to view it first, sorry, I can just click on the picture to see what they would need to do. So I'll go, oh, that looks like a great activity I'd like my students to do. I'd hit share, and here is, I want to share it to 5-6G. But if there was only selected students, we won't, I'll show you how you can do that another time. We'll just worry that we'll push it to all students for now. But say if you didn't want it to go now and you wanted to schedule it for a later date, you'd hit schedule, it brings up the calendar and you'd select when you'd like that to view. But if I want to share that with all my students now, I'd hit share. And what would happen now when students sign in, which we'll see in a second, that activity has now been added to their class journal when we log in. Kaylin?
Just at the top it said share with other teachers.
We're going to go to that, yeah. So, say now I've shared that activity to my class, and say I want to share this activity with my stage or my, we can't do it in stage, it's in school. So you'd be sharing with the whole school as such. So say if I came into school library now, and here we go, we've got Chittaway Bay Public School 0 activities. So say now I'm going to get out of this, I'm going to hit done. If I want to add an activity that I want the whole school to see because I think it would be beneficial, I'd hit plus and I'd hit create or share activity. And now I'd go into my library. So I've just added this one. This is my library, ones I've done with my class. So I would like to share this one. I'd select share. And now I'd come with other teachers. And I'd select share to school library, share. And so this might, grades, I might do select all. So this might, be the filter of, if I hit 5 and 6, it would only select with classes that are called 5 and 6.
Although I think there's some that's called other.
Other, so that's right as well. That would be the support unit, that would be other, I think.
So if you go back one page,
Yep,
one part, it said share link. Is that what we could add to our
You could
program?
do, yeah, so in your program, in the link, your activity has been added to your school library. Okay.
I'm just thinking more
Yeah, so
about
say
our
get activity
program.
link, if you wanted to put it in your program, or say in our teaching and learning program, yeah, you could get the activity link there and copy it,
Cool.
and then the teachers would add it into theirs. So they'd still need to add it into their journal from that link though.
Okay.
So say if I copied, it's copied that link and I'd paste it in, and I'd have to go at it. So if you went in now into our school library on the iPad, so if you went to the plus, create or share activity, and you hit school library, you should hopefully get that activity there. Come up, second, Kurt.
Yep.
School library, so if you hit the plus button,
Yep.
create or share activity, and school library.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
That's
yeah.
smart, yeah.
So there it is. And like I said, I haven't used it this year as in stage 3, but last year I used it a lot in L3 as a nice little activity, as an independent activity to consolidate that information. But we could use it, you know, as a challenge or an extension. But if you wanted to create your own activity, you'd hit plus, create or share activity, and you'd go over to create activity under my library, create new activity, and you would have to do the whole work yourself in regards to setting the activity up and describing what to do. So you can create your own activity as well there. So now that's all the basics you need to know from a teacher level in getting started and in using it. Here, I can come and like and comment on their work. So as a teacher, I can like and comment and view at any time. Like I said, at the moment for students, when they sign in that QR code, they see the same thing as us in regards to the news feed there. They can see that, but they can only like each other's work at the moment. Is there any questions about the teacher, what you can view and what you can do? That's the extreme basics. We'll go in regard to skills and this stuff later, but this is just the basics in how to add an activity to your class. So now we'll go in from a student view so you know what they get to see and do. So if I want to log out of my SeeSaw account, I just hit the cogs tool, sign out. And this is all the students do as well. So when they get the iPad, say you're sharing with your buddy class, it's going to be logged in for them, so they just need to sign out. They select, I'm a student. They scan the QR code wherever you've got it in your room, and then it will log them in. So this is what the students view. This is what they see when they log in. So if I refreshed it, hopefully the activity comes up. Because I thought I did. Did I add the activity?
Then you click on activities.
Good job there.
What did you have to do?
No,
Click
click on activities.
Ah.
So if they log in, they need to click on activities there. So that's unlimitedly there. So that doesn't go away once they've completed it, because since they don't have a unique login or anything, it's just a standard login, that stays in the activities log there. If you want to remove it from the activities log, you can when you're done. Okay, so say now as a student, I've logged in, I want to add this activity, I hit add. Now, I select who am I adding it for, and as a teacher too, you get to, this is what you view as well in regards to responses. So say if I want to add it first, I select my name if it's Bodhi, and now I get to do the activity. So I would add text, and I'd get to move the text. Say for students as well, if they would like to write it in by hand, or it's even got the function there, if they'd like to record it, because they're not good at writing, they could record, I am going home and I am going to sleep. Tick. But they would obviously do more. They can preview it. I'm going home. Good job. Uploading. And then that's done. So they're waiting for approval there. That's got sent to me to approve it before I post it.
And then it goes on the journal?
Then it will go to Bodhi's journal. So if they were working in groups as well, they could have selected 4 of them to go on 4 of their journals. So say you could get a group of 6, we do 1 sentence each for it, and we add it there. So then the next person would get to go to add it in, and more, like say if you've got 6 iPads working at the same time, they could all be doing this activity. It doesn't mean one person can only have it open on one device. Say if they're just wanting to create something like Nalani just taking a photo of her work to show her quality work she's done. All they do in their newsfeed section here, and you can see here, they've only got the like button there as well to do. They don't have comment or anything like that. So say as a student, I want to plus something, they've got all these different options. So if it's, they just want to take a photo of their work, they take a photo of their work. If they want to record a video, if they want to do a drawing, if they want to upload a picture there. You can also upload files from their Google Drives or anything there. So if they've done a quality Google Slides that they want to share with their parent, they can add file from their Google Drive. And then it will prompt them to sign into their Google Drive account for all of them to select that file from. So that's probably a bit more advanced for the older ones, but...
So could, say for example, Nash wants to do his homework on Google Slides.
Yep.
Could he add that rather than putting it to our Google Classroom?
Yep. So he would need to come into school and do it. He can't do it from home. So when we go and connect with them, you could give him his QR code to take home, and he could scan that at home. So you could give him that QR code home and send home with them, and he can do it that way. There's nothing wrong with doing that.
Okay.
Because when we connect with the parents as well, they get a different one where it connects as well. But for students, if they want to access it at home to upload any quality work, you could print one of these off and they could have it at home for their device. So if there's something awesome that they're doing at home, you just print a copy of these off, they scan in, they get the same view, it's just them being responsible and selecting the right one. And if it's from home, if they're that silly that they're going to do, you're going to know who it is anyway.
Thank you.
So you just print off your extra QR codes and do it. He would just log on to his Google Drive, nash.mcbad, blah blah. So yeah, that's the cool feature there. And even if they're adding a photo as well, they're taking a photo of their quality work. It will come up with hold still. And they still get the option to record over it, draw over it, label it, which is really good for those students who aren't just good with that they've got the option to use their voice to describe what they're doing as well. So delete, and then again, like I said, anything they do doesn't get automatically posted, it goes to yours for approval. So say if I logged out now, sign out, I'm a teacher and I log on.
I'm really sorry.
You're alright. And then I log back onto mine, I get this down here to review the post. And if someone's posted something inappropriately, I would hit the bin button, or if it's something that they've been on task, I'd hit the tick. But since I did that, I'm going to delete it. And that's the basics of everything. Any questions? That's just to get you started.
I've got one question. That's probably nothing to do with what you talked about.
That's alright.
Where do I get my little
QR
barcode thing?
Yep, so when you log onto your account, so yours, Trudy, is you would have got sent an email. Your login is Trudy.
Yeah, they're sending me emails all the time, which I haven't looked at.
Yep, and then click on it, and it will have your password in there. When you log on, this is what your account will look like. Right. Down the bottom, you hit students, and then you hit print. There it is there. Yep. So all you do, you log on, open that email up. It will have a password in there. Like when you click on it, it will prompt you to create a password. And then this is what your page will look like. Hit the students button, print, and it will generate a PDF, which you just print. You only need page 3. And they print that off, and just scan it. Any questions, Kurt and Beth? But that's the basics to get you started in adding activities and getting students to be able to use it within the classroom. That's all we need in getting started. Then there's lots of different things with skills that you can set up. There's like a rubric you can set up for things there and skills that you're assessing. Blog, we're not going to worry about. Inbox won't matter until we go with families. And then you can create, in regards to folders here, you can set up a list of folders. So say if that was maths that they did, that their work would go in the maths folder. If it's English, it'd go in the English folder. But we're not going to stress about folders yet. That's just the basics.